Well, howdy ho, Stampers. Deb Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach, and today I want to show you how to do what a lot of people call a four-fold card, but I also like to call it a book card, and I'll show you why. So this card right here is the one that we're going to be doing, and I did a lot of pieces ahead of time because I wanted to make sure that you saw how to put the mechanics of this card together, and you can decorate it any way that you want. This one right here is a lot easier because it doesn't have as many pieces to it, but I wanted to show you how you can turn this into a beautiful book. Instead of opening it like the four folds, what you can do is you can add some adhesive to the back of this right here, and then you would have a book card. So it would open like this and like this. All right, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to actually add a piece of our white liner tape right to the side of this right here, and grab my bloom tool, and this is going to turn into a book rather than a four-fold card. All right, so I'm just going to take that, close it like this, and now it doesn't open. Instead, it opens like a book. Do you see? So I just took one of the four-fold cards and turned it into a book card. Isn't that pretty? Some of our beautiful designer paper, some of our stamp sets. Let me just show you the stamp sets that I used for this. So for the Heartfelt Sympathy, I used this piece right here from Greeting Bouquet. And then the Summer Rose was the rose that I did on the front. And then for my little flowers right here, one of my all-time favorites, Tattered Bloom Minis, I used right here throughout. Added a few little of the little silver pearls, and we are good to go. All right, so that's that card right there. Like I said, I turned it into a book card. It doesn't open anymore like this one. But I'm going to show you how to do the mechanics of this one because the other card is exactly the same way. I just added that extra piece of tape to the inside of it. Again, this is the way it opens up. All right, so cute. All right, so let's start with our beautiful trimmer from Fun Stampers Journey. All right, and the reason I love this one so much is because when you cut and score on this one, first of all, our blades are much chunkier, so they are more durable. They don't wiggle. They're very sturdy. But the biggest thing that I love are these little pointers right here. It tells you where to start and where to stop. And on a card like this, it's very, very important. So let's open up our, we actually have two of them. We have one at the bottom, and we have one at the top for our 12 by 12 paper. But for this purpose, we only need the top one opened. And I'm going to start by scoring this little piece right over here. And I'm going to use, I love the bed of this because it's 2 inches rather than a 1-inch one. It gives you more laying power here. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to just take off my cutting blade, and I'm going to just score the first 3 scores. This is so easy. So I'm going to take it, I'm just going to score that at 1/4. All the measurements will be on my blog, and I'll do a free PDF for you. All right. And then the next one is at 3 3/4. So I'm just going to go over to the 3 3/4 and score here. And then I'm going to go over to the 7 1/4 over here. Okay. And then we're just going to, score this one. All right. So I have my scores done. Now I need to do a cut. And what I want to do is I want to cut it, so I'm going to take the one that has the little 1/4-inch mark, and that's going to go at the top. Just make sure that you cut it on the right side. So the 1/4-inch cut is going to go on the top, and I'm going to put this at the 5/8-inch mark right here. All right? I'm going to take off my, well, actually I don't even need to take that one off. I'm going to add my cutter. And what I'm going to do is I like to cut towards this lip so that my paper doesn't slip. So what I'm going to do is line it back up again here. Okay, at the 5/8-inch mark right there. I'm going to line up my little tiny cutters with this seam. This is the score line that we did right here. I'm going to line them up there, and I'm just going to cut. So now I have all of the cuts done for this card. Now what I need to do is to just trim off right here. And I'm going to trim it off with my scissors. So let me just grab my detailed scissors here and just trim this off. All right, so now we have a piece that looks like this. Now, what I want you to do, let me just take this one. What I want you to do is to make sure, I'm doing 2 at once, that's why I did that. So now what I want to do is I want to make sure that you have your pieces laying nice and flat with the large piece on the side, okay? So here we have this piece that's on the side, all right? And I'm going to take and fold. So this will be my base piece over here. I'm going to fold it in, and then I'm going to fold it out, and then I'm going to fold this little tiny piece in. So let's just grab our little crease tool and make sure that we have all of our folds folded nicely. All right, so now what I'm going to do is take and I cut an extra panel. This is what I call my extra panel. All right, and like I said, all of my folds or all of my measurements are going to be on my blog. I'm going to take some of my white craft glue. I'm going to open this back up. Now watch what I did. This is the front of the card. This is actually the front of the card, okay, just like this. This is the front of the card. This is your base. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to flip it over so that this front piece right here, okay, this little tiny fold, I'm going to grab some of our liquid glue and put some on here, okay? Just along that 1/4 inch mark. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this little extra panel right to the edge. Now, you're going to see that there's some left over on the top. Don't worry about that. We're going to trim that off, all right? So what I'm doing is I'm just lining this seam up with the crease mark right here, all right? We'll just give it a second for it to dry just a little bit. And then I'm going to take my detailed scissors again and just cut off this little piece. Now, don't get crazy because these are the scissors that don't collect any glue, all right? So it's okay that if you get glue on them because they're good to go. And all I did was cut off that little piece. Now our base card is done. Okay? What I mean by that is, let's go back and look at it. This is just a scrap piece of paper that's no good. We're going to take, this is our base card. We're going to take and we're going to fold it to the left, then to the right, and then here we go. That is our base card. This is exactly the way this 4-fold card looks right here. Okay? So now what we're going to do is to take our pieces and just start layering. So when I do a card like this, I like to do them panel by panel. So the only panel that has to be covered on the front, okay, is this piece right here, but it's really on the back when you're working on it. Let me just show you. All right, so these are all the inside pieces. When you work on the outside of it, the front panel, it's actually on the back of the card when you open it up, if that makes sense. All right, so what I did was I pre-cut everything for you and put it into one of my little packets right here. Before I do that, though, I do want to show you one more time this little stamp set because it is going away, okay? This is called Storybook Occasions. It's one of my very favorite stamp sets in the mini catalog. It's done at the end of 2018 in March. And I wanted to show you some of the cards that I've done with this. Now, if you didn't want to use this as a birthday card, all you'd have to do is cut off the balloon, okay? And then you have a little lamb. You could make a cute little baby card with it, or maybe a christening card. Just a really adorable little card. If you didn't want this one to be an Easter one, you could just not do the eggs right there, and it could be a very creative card. Either one of these could be just sending a note. Just send a note. Right here, I just made this one a happy birthday card, but so adorable. I added some Journey Glaze and some sparkle cuts to make it look like it's got real little fur on him. Here's this little guy right here. Isn't that so cute? I actually cut him out. Yes, I did fussy cut him, but isn't that cute? If you didn't want this to look like it was St. Patrick's Day, all you'd have to do is cut this off. And isn't that an adorable hello friend card? All right, here's a Be Mine card, but it doesn't have to be. You can make them what you need or want to. They're just so adorable. And here's one that was made by one of my teammates, Audra Schoch. She's just an adorable girl. It's one of our dies, and she used this stamp set to go along with it. So thank you, Audra. Here's one of my barn door cards, or my Dutch door card, either way you want to call it. All right, here's one of those. I have a video on this one. And then last but not least, here's another one done with the little lamb guy. So that's an adorable little set that you may want to check into before it's all gone. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this out. I've got all the pieces to do a bunch of them because I love doing more than one. All right, so I'm just going to take the pieces to one and I'll put the rest of them back here. All right, so these are all the pieces that we need. We are going to take and the first panel right here. Okay, so the first panel is going to be this one right here that we're going to use. I'm going to take one of my green pieces and one of my whites. I'm going to stamp this little guy right on the front end of it. All right, and then we'll take and stamp the Happy Birthday onto the balloon. Now the balloon comes from a set that's on sale, March 2018. The balloons are on sale, so make sure you pick those up while they're on sale. And I'm just going to grab one of my clouds and stamp the word Happy Birthday. The Happy Birthday does come with this little guy right here, so make sure, like I said, you get him before he's gone. All right, and we're just going to stamp that right there. And that'll be added to the top right there. Okay, so let's take, and first what I would like to do is to grab my pan pastel, and this one right here is with the, this one is with the, it's Pool Play, okay? And what I'm going to do is to just lightly add some background color here. Now the rest of it is actually colored with my watercolor pencils. I added some really pretty color to it. All right, I wanted to do that before I put on the Happy Birthday. All right, so that's just done with my pan pastels, and then I'm going to take and put this on with a mini glue dot here. Not a mini glue dot, with one of our mini foam squares. This is our small foam square. All right, so that is going to be added right here to the side. Okay, then we're going to add some of, let's put the top on here. We're going to add some of our Easy Glide to the back of this. Did you see how pretty and how easy that was for to put the mechanics of that card together? I'll have a free PDF for you over on my blog, so make sure you visit that, and we're good to go. So there's the outside of the card. I just have to color it. Let me just show it to you again. And I did add some of our new little dots, and that's in our mini catalog also. But aren't they cute? Super, super cute. Okay? Now let's work on the inside. So let's open this up so you can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. All right, and what I do is I just take it one panel at a time. So for this card right here, on the outside of it, I didn't put any words, but on the inside I did. All right, if I opened it up, it would look just like that, but I made that one into a book. All right, so now I just have this next panel, and I did do this in one of my classes. They absolutely loved it. All right, so let's get our Easy Glide back out here and just add this. That's all there is to that panel. You just take one panel at a time and just design that panel for your card. Okay? Now I have two identical panels, meaning they're the same size. So I've got all my criteria here for that one. Okay? So I'm going to take one of the white ones and this one. So I'm going to start with this one right here. Add my green. Add my green to this one. And what I'm doing is making sure that my lines all line up, going all the way across. All right, I'm going to do a white panel here. I'm going to do a piece of my beautiful designer paper here. And this one I embossed with the clouds. Now the cloud dies, like I told you, are on, oh no, actually that was the embossing folder. We have so many embossing folders that I used. All right, let me just show you those to you as I go along. So for this one right here, I used the Happy Birthday embossing folder. Again, that's in the mini catalog. And then for this one right here, I used the clouds, which is this one right here. Okay, it's called Above the Clouds. And then for my balloons on on all three of these, I use something different. All right, so here's the yummy dots, here's the layered scallop, and this one is our new diamond one, and that's in the mini catalog also. So here's the one with the clouds that I used. Okay, just add that to there. And then over here, I'm going to take a stamp set that is actually a sneak peek from the next mini catalog. All right, so I'm just going to stamp that one right here. Okay, and we're going to add our balloons to this one. Okay, so I'm going to take this balloon right here, and I'm going to just glue that one straight down. This is the one with the scallops on it. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to pop this one, so I only need one of our little pop dots here. And that's going to go right there. And then I'll add the strings later on. And this one is going to get popped up, and I'm going to do it with I think I'll do it with these sticking out. So this one is so versatile, it looks good both ways. Take and put that one right here. All right, so now all of these are done except for the little strings, and then I'm just going to do my last panel here. So we're going to take the base and alrighty, there's that one, and then I'm going to take my white piece. I just love layers. Put my white layer on there. Like I said, you can do it. You can do this so much easier. Now, what I wanted to do on this one, when you close it, I like to have the whole thing just flow. So I put those on opposite sides. Now this time what I'm going to do, just to show you the difference, you can actually make it the visual all the way along. So let me just show you what I mean by that. So this one I'm going to take and I'm going to put on the top instead of the bottom. And what I'm doing is just making that layered look. I love layers. And we're going to take and put this one on the bottom. All right. Whoops, I just ran out of my Easy Glide. So let's just take and go. Right, so this one's going to go down here at the bottom. Alrighty. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and add my little strips. Alright, so I'm just going to take this like this. Trim it off. Before I add my adhesive to it, I'm going to use there we go. Perfect. Alright, now what I'm going to do is add my words. So here's my Make-A-Wish. Okay, and that comes from, what I love about this is that it not only is an ATS, alright, it also has a die to go along with it, so that's pretty cool too. And I'm going to add some of our journey foam squares to this and just pop it up. Okay, so this one's just going to go, I think I'll put this one on an angle like that. So cute. Okay, and then let's see, what else do we need to, oh, we need a strip for here, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add this. And then just use some of our craft glue. And so pretty. All right, now I need to grab some of my twine. There's enough of a mini glue dot out there that it's still showing. So the only thing that I don't have up here is your little brad. These are called Party Burst dots, and I used them on the front here. And I also used the little stars on the inside and a few more little dots over here. They're on page 34. Remember, this catalog is done at the end of March, okay? So get what you need to. The only thing that I didn't do on this one, that I did do on this one, is to just color the front, and I'm going to go down and do that now. But isn't that absolutely adorable? That's my 4-fold card. It is also called a book card if you decide to glue it shut, just like this. Isn't that so pretty? This is a sympathy card, and I have to send this out today, so I wanted to get my video done for you. Well, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. You take care, have a great day, and thank you so much for stopping by. Bye-bye.